Hey, my name's Lundgreen. So I've always been a really happy person, but when I got a concussion about a year and a half ago, it brought with it really bad depression and anxiety, and that was something that I hadn't really ever experienced before. And so it was weird for me to be constantly sad and moody and like I just freaked out about things all the time, and I was like, what is going on? I was actually engaged at the time, so I was just a hot mess, but my husband somehow still stayed with me. I always tell him, you chose to marry me, even though you know what you're getting into. But it was hard for me. I got to this point where every day was just low. Like, it wasn't like if it was going to be a bad day, it was how bad it was going to be. It was how hard it was going to be for me to get things done. It was how tired and angry and moody I was going to be. And that just isn't my personality. It's so sad because I'm usually such a happy person. And it drove me crazy. I started to think like, wow, I'm not good enough for anything. I'm not doing as well as I used to be with reading my scriptures or being close to the Lord. I'm not as fun to be around with people. Like, I used to be super social, and now it's like hard for me to even talk to people. I just didn't understand what's going on. Like, I got to a point even where I understood why somebody would jump off a building, and I've always had awful scare, like fear of heights, and it just made sense. Like, yeah, you just get to this point where you're just numb enough and you hate yourself enough, you feel so crazy. Like, I just felt like a crazy person. I'm like, do I need to go away? Like, do they need to put me in an asylum? Because I just feel so completely unstable and like out of myself. And it was hard. It was really hard, but I started to realize that I needed to rely more on the Lord, and I needed to be doing things that I loved. And as I started to do that, it's not better and I'm not perfect, but it's been a life changer for me. And I've started to have more good days than bad days, and that's a miracle in and of itself. And I'd say the way that it's changed my view of the world is that I understand people better. Like, my cousin, she has always had social anxiety, and she would tell me how she was afraid just to order at a restaurant. And I was like, you are so crazy. Like, I don't get you. Or like, she wouldn't go talk to people and stuff because she'd be so afraid. And I get it now. Like, I understand. I understand people who are depressed or sad, or it's just hard for them to do things. I get it. And I think that that's the main reason we go through trials, is to gain empathy.